Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. So I'm going to Scott Selections here for Sunday, November 14th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. A lot of plays to go through, so I'll go through them quickly. Starting with the college football joint show, we did really well. We swept the board. Ended up winning with Air Force minus 2.5 at minus 110 on BetMGM. We won with Temple team total under 14.5 at minus 134 on FanDuel. They only scored 8. And we had Marist minus 13 at minus 110 against Presbyterian, and they won that game by 30 plus. So 3-0 there. Nice job with the college football. And then UFC happened, and we had a pretty rough day, but we didn't really go crazy on anything. Took a couple of long shots to go through those plays. Had Sung Yadong to win by decision at plus 145 on FanDuel, and he won by second round knockout. I thought it would be a stand-up exclusive fight, which it was. However, I did give Arce's chin more credit because he had never been knocked out before, and Yadong took his head off and won in the second round. And then we had 3 separate either half-unit plays or 0.45 unit plays. We had Holloway third-round knockout at 11-1 on DraftKings, Holloway fourth-round knockout at 18-1 on DraftKings, and Holloway fifth-round knockout at 25-1 on DraftKings. Crazy fight, very, very entertaining, but Holloway definitely took over the back half of the fight, had a bunch of chances, even got some takedowns in, and was in top mount numerous times. But unfortunately for us, Yair would simply just not give up, and it seemed like Holloway had a couple of really good chances there to put some serious damage on, which he did, but Yair was able to overcome some of the ring rust, hadn't fought in 2+ years, and he ate a bunch of punches, pretty much right to the face, bunch of powerful knees. No regrets there for the value that we got. Holloway did a great job of inflicting damage. Unfortunately, Yair did enough in order to make it to the final bell. But if you're going to give me 11-1, 18-1, and 25-1, that's the kind of performance I want from my guy, who's going to just lay it all on the line with really no signs of slowing down. And that's what Holloway did, which is why he won by decision. But went 0-4 there technically, even though we were guaranteed to lose at least 2 plays because Holloway can only win in 1 round for the knockout. But including all of those plays, that's 7. We went 3-4 for plus zero point 0.1 units yesterday. So if you ended up betting $100 on each play, you made $10. So congrats to you there. Buy a couple scratch offs, and we'll look for another winning day here on Sunday. And for the play today, looking at college basketball, it's going to be a bit of an early game. It's going to be a noon game between Yale and Seton Hall. And for this matchup, we like the over 146 at minus 110 on Bet Online. Time recording of 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the over in the spot. First of all, I'm sure a lot of you know when it comes to college basketball, these lines move extremely quickly. And looking at the line so far, you have seen a lot of movement towards the over. The line opened up at around 145.5. Now it's available at 146.5 on FanDuel with juice to the over. So I think you'll see a lot more money coming in on the over in the early hours of the morning. But BetOnline does have 146. I'll take the free half point, no questions asked. But you might be wondering why there has been so much money coming in on the over. And it's because both offenses have looked really good so far this season. Now, Seton Hall's played 1 game, scored a 93 points against Fairleigh Dickinson. I'm not sure how much you can read into that, but Seton Hall shot the lights out and played up tempo. So I do think that might take place once again because Yale offensively has scored at least 88 points in each of its first 2 games. First game, I'll admit, was against a non-D1 team, so might be able to throw that out, but they did win 91-71 against UMass in the second game. So this team can definitely score, and if you want to look at the efficiency numbers, Ken Palm likes these offenses a lot. Seton Hall ranks 53rd offensive efficiency, while Yale ranks 88th. So both teams, top 100, very, very good. Very experienced backcourts, very good at shooting the basketball. And I do think you will see an up-tempo game take place in which both teams should probably get into, worst-case scenario, I'd say the low-mid 70s. I think one of these teams gets to 80. So I think you're in a pretty good spot there to cash in over 80-something to 70-something. But to go through the actual shooting numbers for both teams, they're really good. Yale is shooting 53.7% from the floor, 84.2% from the foul line, and 39.5% from 3. So even if you want to toss out the fact that the opponents that Yale has faced have definitely been weaker than Seton Hall, they've still looked really good when it comes to just getting good shots. And when you're shooting over 84% from the foul line, that means that you're making pretty much the most of every opportunity you have at the charity stripe. And I do think, as all of you know, when you're taking overs, the last thing that you want to see is a bunch of missed free throws, which is why I do think Yale should really just look sharp and get some free points at the free throw line. But Seton Hall shooting pretty well as well. They shot 48.4% in their first game, 72% from the line, and 54.5% from three. If you want to look at the roster, they have a couple of returning guys from last year's team. Most notably, they brought back Aiken, who, of course, was their point guard last year. Very short guard, but very quick, likes to play up tempo, and he's also an extreme flamethrower who can catch fire at any time. They brought back Miles Kale, who was solid for them last year, and they also have a pretty solid interior presence with Tyrese Samuel, who put up 19 and 11 in the first game. But I do think Seton Hall, even if they don't shoot well, should do a pretty good job on the boards. I think they'll generate a lot of second chance points, and I do think they'll be in the bonus. Yale defensively has really not been great. They rank 200 in the 240s in defense efficiency according to KenPom. So I do think Seton Hall at home has a really good chance to push 85 in this game, something like that, which definitely sets up the over for a pretty good spot. While Yale's three-point shooting and just the overall guard play and experience should definitely help out when it comes to allowing them to put up a decent amount of points on their own in this road game. But to go through the tempo numbers, Yale ranks 136th in offensive tempo, and Seton Hall ranks 163rd. So I do think you'll see both these teams partake in a relatively up-tempo game where both pairs of guards should look pretty comfortable, and I think that both teams will end up scoring a decent amount of points. So before this line moves up to around 148, which is where I think this line's going to go, I'm going to get in early while there's still value. I'm going to take the overs. The play that once again here for Sunday, November 14th, is going to be on Yale and Seton Hall over 146 at -110 on Bet Online. Bye, everyone.